We're live.
Hey, Dee, we're live. D- We have
Good
one person
morning.
watching us, two people watching us.
That's awesome.
We may just have two, just it'll be more intimate that way.
Yes, it's an intimate group, and that's okay. Oh,
It
I see
is.
some people join.
Three
Hi,
people
Nancy.
now.
Hi, Kate. How are you all?
Oh,
Um,
nice.
what do you want to talk about today?
Well, we usually talk about gardening, so to be safe, should we just stick with gardening?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, gardening.
Okay. So we skipped this week recording. Bug on me.
Yes, we skipped this week recording because it was my birthday and
It
I
was your
opened my
birthday,
garden.
and you opened your garden,
Yeah,
and I had garden club on Monday, so I mean,
so we
one thing
had a
led to
lot
another.
going on. Yeah,
Oh my goodness, Dee, garden club on Monday.
yeah. Tell me about it.
So the speaker was he and his wife have a cut flower and dahlia farm out on the I'd say northwest part of Indianapolis, out towards Brownsburg for people familiar with Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And he described what they go through to dig up those dahlias in the fall. And I'm just like, no, no, no. They have thousands that they dig up every fall because in Indiana, you can't let them overwinter in the ground. Did I lose D? Did D get frozen on me? D, come back to Carol. Well, it's just Carol by herself now. Let me see if D comes back and then, we will maybe end our failed experiment here. Hold on. I've invited D to come back. Are you there, D? Are you there? I don't see you. I'm waiting for you now. Nattering along. There you
I'm
come back.
here. I'm so sorry that there was a message request from someone and it knocked me off when
Oh,
it
I
came in.
brought you
So
back.
I'm back. Okay. You were telling me about this place you visited.
Well, we didn't get to visit it. So it's a dahlia and cut flower farm out by, actually, I think the address is Liston, Indiana. And they're not
Which
having
means
visitors.
nothing
Nothing.
to me.
Northwest side.
Thank you.
No visitors this year because he said Mother Nature did not play nice.
No.
And this guy grew up and his dad had a greenhouse. And he says in the greenhouse, everything is controlled. You
Right.
plant a seed on this day, you have a crop to take out to the public on this day. He said, when you're growing dahlias in a field and cut flowers, Mother Nature
No.
decides. And Mother
It
Nature
was,
decided that they were not opening this year.
yeah, my friend Jennifer from Ladybug Flower Farm, she closed down her farm last week because nature has deluged Oklahoma this year, especially central Oklahoma, and
Right.
she couldn't get it to, regroup. So, yeah, I know now all about those flower farmers and I can't imagine
Yeah.
dahlias. No, thank you.
Well, the good thing is he has a corporate job. He actually works for a company called ConAgra, which is on the north side, and he travels around. And D, he talked about going to spring trials in California that you've been to.
Yeah, that was cool.
He talked about going to Cultivate.
No, I've not
Next
been
week,
to Cultivate. I wanna go next year, I think.
yeah, he's going up to Michigan to Proven Winners to do a bunch of training up there. And so, hi, Linda. We have 6 people. But anyway, it was a
And
really good
Becky's here
program.
too.
Good. It's a great program. And I
Sounds
know
like it.
now growing dahlias in Indiana is,
Hard?
yeah,
I think
it's
growing
hard.
dahlias most places is hard. Maybe if you're
Yes.
in the Washington Valley, in the state of Washington, it's not so hard, but it's pretty hard here.
Well,
So,
his wife's the real dahlia lover. And he he said that she told him he needed another hobby besides gardening. So let me tell you his other hobby, D.
okay.
He grows giant koi, like for koi ponds.
Yeah, I know a guy who does that. Yeah.
And now he goes like to Japan to show koi and does all kinds of weird stuff like that. I'm thinking That's still kinda gardening,
It is
but with
gardening. I was gonna say
fish.
it's gardening fish instead, which you have to
Yes.
also have stuff for said fish to eat, and koi aren't easy either. So the man
No.
likes a challenge. Good. That sounds like it was a good
Anyway,
speaker.
it was a good speaker, and I'm glad that, I didn't skip it to record a podcast episode.
I'm glad you didn't either. You wanna hear about my open garden?
I do.
So the day before my birthday, we decided to open the garden because it's the only time I have time, and that's because I'm starting a new job this week,
That's
at
right.
Front Door Flowers. But anyway, we opened it and 60 to 70 people came. I've decided next time I'm putting out a guest book so I know how many people are here.
Oh, yeah, definitely you should have a guest book.
It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun, and it was fun for people to see the garden when it's about finished, like
Uh-huh.
the culmination of the year, right? And so people seemed to really enjoy it. They asked lots of questions, and it was just fun times were had by all. So you did the
Cool.
newsletter for us, which was
I
really
did. I
nice.
took over the newsletter, and I put links where they can go watch us on other things. I put links to old episodes. I told them we were gonna go live. That was a big brainstorm I had the other day. So far, we got 7 nice people. Hello, 7 lovely
Yeah,
people. I told them to wish you a happy
it's so
birthday
nice
in
of
the
you to share that.
comments. Oh, I put our
That's
books on
sweet.
there because we never talk about all the books that we've written.
Yeah, I've only written one. You wrote
Well,
5 or 6 or 7.
yeah, I put those on there in case people are, like, late to the party, as they say, and it's like, "Oh, they
They
have
have
books
books?
too?" So I
Yeah.
put those on there, and, I put a bunch of pansy and viola pictures because you weren't there to moderate me at all or to
I
hold
noticed
things in.
that. I you let me edit it, and I just left them. I thought that was okay. I could have sprinkled zinnia pictures all through, but I decided not to.
That would have been funny. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. But last week, Dee, I
Yes.
didn't just sit on my laurels thinking, "Well, I don't have to do a podcast." I came out here to the vegetable garden and I sowed all kinds of extra seeds from the spring. I planted peas, lettuce, spinach, radishes. I transplanted a bunch of thyme from the containers on the patio up there to the
Mhm.
vegetable garden back behind me.
Yeah,
I
you
got
said you
stuff
were gonna
done.
do that.
I did it. Pulled out
So
some
I get that.
perfectly good snapdragons to do it, but that's what happens.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. I have a question for you that people ask me all the time, and I don't have a good
Yes.
answer. And your time made me think of it. So when you're thinking about time and other things, if you had pavers in your garden and you wanted to create that look where there's like stuff that grows between your pavers, is there a plant that you would use? Because there's not much that'll work here. Maybe creeping thyme. That's what made me think of
Yes.
it.
I
Uh,
yeah,
Creeping
I
Jenny aria, but you'd have to weed eat to calm it
yes.
down.
Yes. I actually have a little tiny sedum up on the patio that has come up, and I don't know where it came from. It just I'm sitting in a bed of sedum here. That would be really pretty. And also on the thyme, I bought 12 varieties of thyme. So some of it's more upright and some of it's
Right,
really prostrate. So
right.
I would get one that's really as prostrate as I could find it. I think woolly thyme back there is pretty prostrate.
Yeah,
I
and
would do that.
there's creeping thyme. Woolly thyme doesn't work here. It's not hardy enough. It's too hot for it, but it's really
Oh,
pretty when you use it. But creeping thyme would work, and I have a variety called Hi Ho Silver, and it's spelled Heigh, like the Lone Ranger, I guess. Other one a butterfly.
right.
So Hi Ho Silver, and it would be great because it's variegated. It'd be pretty against stepping stones.
Yes. And I do need to fix my paths. And I was going to call a couple landscapers and see if maybe I should just have them put pavers with some gravel around it. So that's on my list of things to get done
I'm gonna
this
brick
week.
my sidewalk. The one that washes out all the time, I'm gonna brick it, or I'm gonna have it bricked. I can do it. I've bricked all my other sidewalks that are around the deal, but I don't want to. It's a lot
Yeah.
of work. I didn't
Yeah.
even
That's,
fix my path for the deal, that path, because we got 5 inches of rain the week before, and I just told people, I said, "You're getting to see the garden the way the garden looks," which is sometimes my paths are washed out. I'd
yeah.
fixed it about 20 times, and I was like, "I'm done. I'm not fixing it anymore. Not this year."
Yeah. So anyway, that's what else is going on here? Stuff goldenrod's starting to bloom over there.
I got goldenrod. Hmm.
First aster's probably going to pop out here soon.
I've
I'm
got
looking
a
at it.
few asters out, but not next year. I'll try to open up a little bit later so that all the asters are in bloom because they're getting there, but they're not there yet. So I planted a bunch of seeds too. I wrote
None of
about
my
it in my Substack.
Yeah, I wrote about it on my weekly Substack that I did that.
Yeah. So we should mention, in addition to the Gardenangelists, we both have Substacks. I have one that I do weekly on Wednesdays, and then you have two. You have one that's an update of your garden, kind of a
On
running update.
Yeah, it's a I call it like a journal or a diary of my garden, and it comes out on Sunday evenings. And
Yeah.
then of
And
course
then,
the Lost Ladies of Garden Writing, they comes out every other Wednesday. And I just did Helen Morgenthau Fox, who turned out to be interesting once I got her actual book where she wrote about her garden. Before that, it was all the internet information, and even the picture on the internet that they had of her was this weird group photo of like 4 or 5 women.
yeah,
But in her book, she had a picture of her. Of course, she was much older, but I thought, oh, and so I feel like I introduced information to the internet that the internet did not have, which
you
makes me
often do
happy.
that with the Lost Ladies, I think. I really
Yes.
do.
And then,
So that's one of
oh,
your
D,
great things.
I should have brought out this book. I just finished reading this because books that are diaries or told through letters or whatever, those are my favorites.
Apostle, how do you say
So,
that?
uh,
Epistolary, apostle,
epistolary.
epistolary. I didn't pronounce it right. Yeah, epistolary. I like them too. I like memoirs too. Those are my favorites.
So, I just finished one called Henrietta's War, which is fictional war diaries from like 1939 to 1941, written by a woman named, I'm going off the top of my head, Joyce Dennis. And she had apparently written these for the BBC or something during the war, and people loved them. And so she put them out in the books in the 80s.
Uh huh.
And in the one, she talks about how her and her husband, who are not gardeners, go on these garden tours. And she talks about how people steal seeds and take cuttings. And her little
They
friend
do. They steal
had her,
tools.
and
They do all kinds of naughtiness.
but she finished the letter by saying, and I'm going to get it slightly wrong, but the intent is there. Gardening simply corrodes the character, or something like that. And I use that as the title of my
That's
newsletter on
hilarious.
Sunday.
That's
But
hilarious.
gardening corrodes the character, talking about how these mild mannered people suddenly become thieves when they enter into somebody's garden because,
Because they
you
gotta
know,
have that plant.
well, I can just take this little cutting. They'll never miss it. And I'll take these
Now,
seeds. They'll never miss them.
I don't think anybody stole anything in my garden. They were all very polite. I gave cuttings to a couple of people, and that was because they asked nicely, and it was
Oh, yeah.
coleus. So
That's
I'll
the thing
totally
about,
give cuttings if people ask.
oh, yeah. That's the thing
Just
about
don't bring your own
gardeners.
scissors.
Somebody says, oh, could I take a couple of seeds? Oh, yeah, I'll take all you want. Especially of that Bampton. I saw that Bampton on your story.
I did. I did a reel on Bampton because that plant got asked about a lot, and there were a couple other plants, so I did reels on those. You know what else erodes the character?
What?
My rabbit
Rose.
my rabbit hole. It's this crazy zombie war game that I've been playing on my phone.
Oh, no. Oh,
But
no,
it
Jenny.
does but it relates to
Put the
gardening.
phone down. Not right now because we're on our phones, but
No, listen to me. It's fun. The reason I was going to bring it up is that there's a toxic garden in it. In everybody's base, they have a toxic garden, and so it makes me laugh. So I update it all the time because I just can't wait to see what we do to our enemies with the toxic garden.
oh my gosh. Again, well, I am listening to an audiobook by Elizabeth Enright that we talked about last
Yeah.
week.
Hmm.
This one's called, I think it's called, don't quote me, Gone Away Lake. And again, it's a children's book, or I say YA, but YA if you're in the 1950s, about
Yeah.
these
Now
kids
he'd be
that go,
5.
yeah, yeah. If you go to they go on their summer holiday to this lake, and the two kids go off in this swamp, and they discover these abandoned houses, but they're not abandoned. There's like these two old people living in them
Oh, no.
who came back and just sort of live in these houses because they're away from stuff. And the one old lady starts describing her bog garden and talking about like carnivorous plants and stuff.
I was gonna say it has carnivorous plants in it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes, and weird orchids, and I'm like, where can I put a bog garden?
There's a lot of those in North Carolina. Remember when we
Oh
went to
yeah,
North Carolina and
uh,
there were tons of those pitcher plants and all that kind of stuff there. They were really proud of their pitcher plants.
yeah. A bug just flew by me.
They kinda creep me out.
Um, well, I do know a guy in Indianapolis who built a bog garden,
Yeah.
and our garden club toured his garden, which that was like one of those militant walk around, boom, boom. I was like, we've been out here for an hour and a half, and I brought like one of the 90-year-olds, and I'm like, we really need to
We
stop.
need to stop. She's she's
We
fading
need to
fast.
stop. We have a 90-year-old. But anyway, may she rest in peace. But he had a bog garden, and he just dug out this area, and he said he put in, no kidding, 40 bales of sphagnum peat moss,
Wow.
and then just filled it with water. I'm like, um, let's
Yeah.
say it together, D. That's a lot of work.
That's too much work. Yeah.
Yeah. If you had a natural area for a bog garden, that's one thing. But
That's different. It's like a
yeah,
stumpery. If you have a natural I actually could have a stumpery because I have this area that we still haven't cut down the dead trees from the fire, and we could turn that into a stumpery. Um, it's not gonna happen.
well,
It's
you
not
can,
gonna
because you
happen.
can. My sister out on the west side, she has this big maple that they were going to have to cut out. It's like this. It's anyway. It was going to be a pretty big stump, and it's kind of the side of the house. And I sent her stuff about stumperies, and I'm like, please have a stumpery when you're done. Plant a little garden around it and put some
I saw
lawn.
all the stumperies I ever wanna see in England. There were several great estates that had stumperies, which is just you had to cut down some trees and you didn't wanna deal with them, and then you plant around
Exactly.
them. That's
Right.
what they are. No, we go out and we eventually stump grind them, but we've got some that need to be ground right now, actually. It's just
Or
the story of my life. There's always work to do out here.
there's always work to do in every garden.
That's true. Okay, well, we talked our 15 minutes.
Has it been 15 minutes? Yeah, we did
It's been
good.
15 minutes. We did good. We should
And
say bye.
bye. And thank you to the 10 people who have joined us. We really, really appreciate it. And we hope that you'll be back. We will be back next week with our next episode.
Yeah, we're gonna record on Sunday, right?
That's correct.
We're gonna record on Sunday, and then we'll have it out just like normal. And then I'm gonna go in a few minutes and write my newsletter for tomorrow. And I had an idea, but now I've forgotten it, so I'll have to remember it again.
And I think I might write a blog post.
Okay, cool. All right,
All right.
everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.